All right, so in Unreal Sync, let's talk about all the different things that are in here. So the first thing is the export level JSON. That's the map name. And that is the name of the map that you're working on. And you'll have to have a level that's exactly named that inside of Unreal as well. And add asset name for export. That's if you create like a new object and you've already exported it out, then you could start using it in here or inside of Unreal. So let's add an object, scale it up. Okay, there we go. So you'll see it doesn't have any custom assets, or sorry, not custom properties. And you can see that in object and down here. And if I add asset name for export, you'll see that it propagates with asset name. That's Suzanne, and then a level export. So you'll need to change these to get stuff to work in Unreal. I'll have a quick start video for this. This is just kind of an overview. All right, and so then we have edit asset name. So let's say I have like a bulk change of something, right? Let's say I have several of these that I actually need to call something different, right? So they're all called Suzanne right now. Let's call them testing. Hit apply asset name. Now they're all called testing. Nice and handy. Let's say that these two right here are static meshes, and you want to add the prefix, right? So I can click static mesh or SM underscore, and it adds the SM underscore to them. Now, if I pick these two, add BP for blueprints, and then boom, boom, there they are, BP underscore testing. So that's pretty simple. Okay, so now we got fix assets. These are very specific, and I don't know how often one would use them, but they're very handy when you start getting really kind of advanced in this. So what this does is object name to asset name. So right now, the name of this object is Suzanne, and the asset name is BP underscore testing because we changed that earlier. So if I hit object name to asset name, I click it, it will take the name of the asset and put it, or sorry, it will take the name of the object and put it in the asset name. And then this is, we're getting kind of tidy with stuff. Let's see, let me give you a better, ooh, there's a lot of stuff in there. Let's move this out to scene collection. Let's call this something else. Let's call this hot dog for no reason. And we want to change the actual mesh name of it. So you see it still has the name Suzanne. And if I change object name to mesh data name, it'll change the mesh data name to hot dog. This is good for when you want, let's say you break instancing with a bunch of objects. Like here's a good example. These are all oh, that's not going to work. Okay. And so then you can also do the reverse of it, where if you have like the asset name, we'll just call this hamburger. We can change the mesh data name to object name. And so now the object is called hamburger, as you can see up here. Change to XYZ Euler. This will be something that isn't going to be much of a problem for everybody unless they're importing from somewhere else. Sometimes this gets changed to quaternion. So a way to kind of fix that is that if you bulk select a bunch of stuff that's set to its rotation in quaternion, you can change it back to Euler. And if I go into USync, change to Euler, you will see that it's changed to Euler. And then repair mesh data to duplicate. Oh, there we go. This is a good one. So let's say I have, where is Suzanne? There we go. Let's get rid of all these. Let's add a new one. And I'm going to do Shift D to duplicate them. This breaks the instance of these. Shift D. Let's see. This one is called Suzanne 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So since I've already made one prior, I'm going to have to fix this here just for an example. And you are named Suzanne. Let's move all of you out to the folder, or sorry, to the root. Okay, you'll see you have Suzanne, Suzanne 1, 2, 3, and all of their mesh data is different, right? Because I duplicated it. So if I edit it and I grab a vertex, you'll see none of the other ones were reflected. It's because I broke their link. But what I can do, as long as this one has like no underscore 01, 0.01 or whatever like that, I can select, this one will be the main one, and I can select these three over here. I can repair mesh data of duplicate. And now it will go and look through the scene and find the original object that doesn't have a 0.001 or underscore something something. And so now they are all linked again. And that is fun. And also these are the shortcuts to like setting variables, right? So like if you want to export this out, it's set to 1, which is true. If I click that to false, it goes to 0, true. Also know that there's a bug, an updating bug here. So if I hit export false, true, you'll see that this doesn't update till I like hover over it. Boop, and there we go. Now it changed to 0. Also inside of here also has the ability to change stuff to wire and back to solid. And you know, you can select everything and do that and bring it back to normal. All right, that is the Unreal Sync panel.